It almost didn't happen again. But after being forced to call off last year's Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, this year, the Sun Bowl Association got its game. And what a game it was. Central Michigan holding off Washington State 24-21 to take the 88th annual Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. We'll speak with the chairman of the Media Host Committee, Joanna Alfarez, and Sun Bowl Director of Media Relations, Eddie Morelos, about the return of El Paso's picture postcard to the world. I'm Duke Keith, and this is El Paso Townsquare. Speaking with Joanna Alfarez, the chair of the Media Host Committee, and Joanna, congratulations. It's done.
It's done. I'm so happy. We just have a couple more hours ahead of us because any committee, it's never really done once the score is final. So, but we do have a couple things that we have to clear up. It's always, housekeeping issue.
Yes.
But I'm glad it's done. It was a great week, and it was a very challenging week too.
Well, very challenging, obviously, and I know for you guys as the Media Host Committee, here, just to give kind of people kind of an overview of the Sun Bowl Association, there are different committees. There's the Team Host Committee. I know that there's a CBS Host Committee, the folks who deal with the National Television Network. You deal with all of the writers and broadcasters who come in to cover respective teams, correct?
Yes, local, and also those that are coming in from the covering Pac-12 and ACC. Yes. Okay.
And obviously the ACC didn't make it. Miami couldn't do that. Central Michigan, most of their people didn't get here until yesterday, which we're speaking right after the game. But you got it in, and I think that's the coolest part about it. First of all, that the game got to be played, but that I think El Paso really always puts its best foot forward when this game is going on.
And it really does, because leading up to the game, until we heard the final that Miami wasn't going to come, I had some of the media personnel that we worked with from Miami contacting me saying, what do you want me to bring you? Oh, I'm so happy to go over there. We can't wait to see El Paso again. We can't wait to hang out with you all. And they were very sad when they heard the final announcement.
Yeah.
And I also there's also another gentleman by the name of John Platt, who he brought his parents down, because when he has a choice to cover a bowl game and he covers the Sun Bowl, he thinks that is the one of the highlights of his bowl trips, that he talked us up so much that his parents came down to visit us.
Wow.
So I thought that was, just a testament to how well we really try to provide a good hospitality experience for them.
And that is the thing right there. I think about the Sun Bowl, because we don't have Disney parks, we don't have beaches,
no,
we don't have the French Quarter, all of these, they're not Dallas and the Cotton Bowl and all this other stuff that's going on. But it's the people, it's the relationships you build, and that just speaks volumes about what the Sun Bowl is. Go for it. That speaks volumes about what the Sun Bowl is all about, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does, when you have people that you haven't been in contact for years and they just want to pick up where they left off.
That's cool. I mean, and I know the Miami folks have been here before, a couple of different times.
Yes.
But it's amazing that this guy wanted to bring his parents to El Paso just because of how you guys have treated him.
Right, and I believe he's with DVS Sports, or DV Sports, and he did come down. He brought his parents, he brought his wife, and so they're making a trip out of El Paso because of the hospitality. So the parents really did like what they saw and how they've been welcomed. And it wasn't even by us hosting the Sun Bowl, it was by the El Pasoans.
That's incredible. And so he made a vacation. He still came.
He still came.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And it speaks to the volunteers, who are really the lifeblood of what this bowl game is all about. I mean, you don't get to be the second oldest bowl in the United States without something. And everybody kind of wonders, why does the Sun Bowl, why does it still continue to be televised by CBS? What is it about this bowl? It's the volunteers. It's you guys.
It really isn't. And I have a great group. And they're here from the beginning, and they open up the hospitality suite, they close it down, so they are a really good team.
And I know that you're supported very well by local restaurants and all the folks who, if you're unfamiliar with it, there's a suite. I believe it's at the Radisson Hotel.
Yes,
Okay, it's a suite at the Radisson Hotel. Where inside all of it's where most of the interviews are conducted for anybody who's just kind of wondering, where all of this is. It's right out by the airport. This is where local mainly the national media comes and gets hosted by the Sun Bowl host committee, the media host committee.
Right. It's right next to the Radisson. It's at the Hawthorne.
Hawthorne Suites. My apologies.
Yeah. So we're right in the middle of both team host committees.
Right.
You have a team host committee from the Marriott. Then we're at the Hawthorne, and then you have the Radisson that also hosts the other team. Okay,
and then you guys at the Hawthorne Suites. Right in the middle of everything. This is where the press conferences are conducted. When you see some of the press conference footage here in El Paso, it's from the Hawthorne Suites, and it's right in back of where you guys basically kind of run host for a week.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And we've been doing that for the past more than 10 years, more than I can remember. So it's been a long time, and we've been there every year, and every year it's always a new and different experience.
And different teams, different people get to come in, and it was really cool when the bowl was threatened, I guess, when Miami pulled out. I saw so much of the national media rooting for you guys to get a replacement team so that the bowl could be held. And that, I think, was really cool. National media personalities, somebody come in and help the Sun Bowl out.
And I never had a doubt that we weren't going to get a replacement team, just given the executive team that is there at the Sun Bowl, given Bernie Olivas, and when he puts his mind to something, he does it, and he gets it done, and he'll figure it out and get it done. So I had really very little doubt that we weren't going to get a replacement. So, and it came through. It came through, and I was told press conference is still going on, so I knew it. Press conference is going on. We're having a game.
What are some of the particulars that maybe that people don't see, especially about for any of the host committees, for any of the committees that kind of form the volunteer backbone of what this bowl game is about? What kind of stands out to you?
It's the hours that you spend away from your family after or during the holidays. Just to host people that are coming in from out of town to make them feel welcome. And it's that type of sacrifice that a lot of people don't see, and they just think, oh, well, you just go to the bowl game, you get to enjoy the game. It's a working committee. Every committee is a working committee. You just don't show up and get the perks. You work and you volunteer to work.
Yeah.
So many of my volunteers, they're on vacation, and they're doing a working vacation.
Speaking with Joanna Álfarez, the chair of the Media Host Committee for the Sun Bowl Association, and I think it's wonderful. After 2 years, I mean, obviously COVID canceled last year's game. This is still the 88th annual Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, but I mean, how wonderful. I mean, you were in danger of not having the bowl, and then you have it. Well, okay, well then it's back to work. As you just talked about, the volunteer time away from your family. But were you happy?
Yes, I was happy. A lot of us were happy to get back into it, and it felt just like riding a bike. We missed a whole year, but we were able to pick up where we left off.
Our thanks to Joanna Álfarez. When we return, Sun Bowl Director of Media Relations, Eddie Morelos. This is El Paso, Townsquare. Welcome back to El Paso Townsquare. I'm Duke Keith, as we continue our discussion about the return of the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl with Director of Media Relations, Eddie Morelos. Here with Eddie Morelos, the Media Relations Director for the Sun Bowl Association. And Eddie, first of all, congratulations, you got the game.
Hey, I was, literally counting down from days to hours to minutes, and all I wanted was a kickoff, and that guaranteed us a game, and we got a game in. Yes. And boy, was it a game.
It was a good one. Obviously, Central Michigan coming in. They arrived basically, as we taped this right after the game, they arrived the day before the game, but didn't seem to make a difference to them. 24-21 Chippewas over Washington State. Game effort by Washington State to come back. But it was a very good game, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was a really good game. At one point, there was a lot of people that were up here in the press box and around that were really surprised that the score at one point is 21-0. Chippewas were up, and then I listened in at the post-game press conference, and one of the players mentioned that it might have worked to their advantage of coming the day before and getting here yesterday, and even Coach mentioned that they were here less than 24 hours, and they just had to prep for it and do what they could, and it really, that quick turnaround seemed to work to their advantage, and they like the player mentioned, the team seemed very focused, and you could tell by their play today.
Absolutely, but aside from the game, just the fact that El Paso got its game in, it was rainy. The turnout was what you would expect for El Paso. I know usually there's a lot of walk-up crowd, and folks will kind of wait to see exactly what the weather's going to be, etc. But the fact that the game got played, and it was a decent crowd, and it was fun. El Paso got to have its picture postcard to the world today, didn't it?
And yes, you're so right. And after not having it last year, in 2020, El Paso was, and I don't know right now what other term to use other than they were fiending for this. They were fiending for the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl and ready to, get out here again and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And we did have quite a bit of rain, and people came out prepared in their ponchos and their raincoats and everything else, and people stuck around as long as they could, and it was neat. It was a really neat event to be a part of, to see just take place again today, and I think everybody is just like, wow, we had another one and we had a good time.
And speaking with some of the members of the media host committee a little bit earlier, they said that they even when Miami pulled out, they had no doubt that there was going to be a game played. And I know that you kind of had to tweet some of the media folks who decided that the game was going to be canceled, even though it wasn't.
Yeah. Yes, there was.
Did you have any doubt that we'd have a game today?
There was, like you mentioned, there was people who were speculating that we were canceled right away when Miami pulled out, and that wasn't true. During those 24 hours that happened, I had some doubt if other things happened,
sure.
But because I knew the intensity of the phone calls that were going on between Bernie and the administration at Central Michigan and the MAC, I had a feeling that we had a super good chance at getting them here, and we did. And I guess the only doubt that ever crossed my mind is whether or not something like the government would shut us down or something
sure.
that. But I could tell that everybody involved, both with the Sun Bowl Association, with Central Michigan, with Washington State, everybody in those three entities wanted it to happen. They were doing everything they could to make it happen, and they did. And, kudos to Bernie Olivas, for making those phone calls the way he did right after Miami pulled out. And he was very intensely, calling back and forth with Central Michigan, with the MAC, and hey, you mentioned it. This is where we earn our money, and we did this week. I mean, wow.
Oh man,
yeah,
boy, did you?
Yes, it was a fun roller coaster ride. Right now, as we sit here, sense of relief, sense of satisfaction,
yes,
sense of, hey, we got through it, and we got this done again.
How wild is it for people who don't really know? I know that you handle a lot of the press relations, media relations, in dealing with folks who come from both other cities as well as from El Paso. Mm-hmm. But if just the logistics angle of this, how difficult was it to all of a sudden switch gears from a team you thought was going to come in and that didn't, to having a team basically kind of out of the blue come to El Paso and play a football game?
The one
in
word,
3 days' time.
The one word I think of right away when asking this is scramble.
Mm-hmm.
Scramble. It's just a scramble, and that's what it was. Because we prepared since December 5th, for Miami, and we prepared in the sense that we were in communication with them throughout the whole time. We already gathered all the materials that were needed from them. Everything and anything and everything that we had from them, and then to all of a sudden we had to switch gears, as you said, and just scramble to get what we needed, like what was really needed. All the little touches that the Sun Bowl does here and there. There might have been things we might have missed, but overall we pulled it off. I really think we did, and I think we did pretty darn good at it as well.
I would say so, and I think El Paso agrees with you. And I think one of the coolest things is the volunteers who take so much of their own time. I mean, there's one thing about staff. You guys pointed out, you guys earned your paychecks, but you get paid to do this. Those folks volunteer their time, take time away from their families during the holidays to get ready for this, and they're ecstatic that they were able to have this game. That's one of the coolest aspects about this bowl.
And luckily, I get to work with some of the best volunteers around. I got people that take care of our media host committee, for example, and they've been doing it for years. They're ecstatic to do it. Like you said, they're ecstatic to host them at the media hospitality rooms, and the people who come and volunteer just for the game day. I mean, we put together a little stat crew here today that were picked up voluntarily, and we worked it out. And it's so cool to see people excited to help us. And we need it, and that's how we've been doing it for 88 years. With a lot of volunteers and a few staff members, and everybody just backs up this thing. The entire city of El Paso backs it up, and it's so cool to see it every year after year, whether it's this Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl or our parade on Thanksgiving, whatever event that we host. It's so cool to see the city come together and just back it all up and get it going.
Well, and that's one of the things, that, and I was talking with one of the members of the media host committee who talked about. There was, an on-air personality in Miami who thinks so much of this bowl that even when they weren't able to come in Miami, he brought his family, he brought his mom and his dad, and they came to El Paso just to experience this, just to experience the pageantry of the Sun Bowl and all of the hospitality. It's really the hospitality that sets this bowl apart, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. I get calls and emails and texts, from teams that come and visit us, and especially even after they go to a different bowl the following year. That's when the phone calls and the texts really come in and say, we miss you guys. We miss you guys, because we really go above and beyond for our visitors. You know what I mean? We make sure that if there's something they need, we will do what we can to make that need met. If there's an extra thing that we can help chip in on, we'll see what we can do to help those needs. But that's what really separates us from all the rest. And I hear it again year after year. What are you guys doing over there in El Paso that all these people are talking about you? And hey, we're just helping, being friendly, and being who we are as El Pasoans, and that's what we do. That's really what we do.
Right, and I think that's the biggest part of it. There are a lot of bowls that exist, obviously, and have existed maybe over the last 10 to 15 years. I know ESPN loves all of the bowl programming that is a bonanza for them, so they set up all of these bowls, all of these different places. But there are no team host committees. You're the second oldest bowl in the United States next to the Rose. It is that kind of old school bowl experience, I think, that really sets the Sun Bowl apart. And people talk about that hospitality and rave about it. And I'm seeing, as Miami pulls out, and people are, let's get a team to the Sun Bowl. This game's got to be played. National media personalities, all of whom have enjoyed at some point or another some of that Sun Bowl hospitality, really pull in for you guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you notice it even on social media these past few days, where everybody would just say, "Oh, we're so happy for you. Thank God that you guys got this going on." And you're right. We're so different because I've gone to work other bowl games. I've gone to work big games, and we just do it so differently here. And it's just very surprising to me to see that difference. And when I go to these other spots, and not to put them down, but it's just different. And we just, like I said, we're different breed, and that's what we do is hospitality, and that's what we're going to continue to do, and we'll continue to find ways to improve in all the other areas. But the one thing I don't ever think I'll ever see go away from this bowl game is the hospitality.
Absolutely, and I know that you point out usually after you're done with this bowl, you'll go someplace else. Do you have plans to work any other bowls or any other things?
Unfortunately,
with
the things that are going on with the COVID situation across the country, I have found out that in particular the national championship game is going very digital.
Okay.
As far as their media needs.
Sure.
So they don't have a need for so many people to help out. because a lot of their stuff will be via digital stuff. They're doing Zoom press conferences and all those kinds of things like that. So unfortunately, no, but I get to go, I do get to go work some conference basketball tournaments and stuff like that, and, continue to work here, help out UTEP and New Mexico State with their basketball stuff. So I'm excited for that.
Well, just in the past, I know that you've been to some of those other places you point out. Mm-hmm. I mean, even the bigger bowls and bigger, college playoff bowls. Do you really notice a difference, I guess?
You do. You really do. Maybe
here and there?
Yeah, I mean, because the thing about it is that maybe they are providing some, drinks and beverages, food, whatever, but there's not as many or not the same kind of service.
Sure.
That people provide.
Yeah.
The face-to-face, hand-to-hand kind of, humanity service.
Yeah.
That's not the way it is here in El Paso. I'll tell you that. And, I told one of the media members here, everybody's so friendly, everybody's so helpful. I said, yeah, it's funny because even the gangsters are friendly around here. I said.
The mayor of Las Cruces is Eddie Morelos. The Mayor LC is where you can find him on Twitter and Instagram, and always a fun follow. I know you do a podcast as well. Sports and More podcast.
Podcast, yes.
So we can be looking for that, and all of the best of the holidays. You deserve the vacation. I'm sure you're about to take.
Yeah, well, we gotta tie up some loose ends, and then we'll take a few days off, and then we'll start reviewing and start looking at how we can improve, and start looking forward to our next upcoming events, and we gotta just continue to get through all these crazy things going on in the world, and do the right things, and get the vaccines, wear the mask, wash your hands, use the hand sanitizer, and listen, to what the experts are saying. Don't be like me and try to learn things the hard way. Luckily I haven't been lucky to not get affected by the pandemic, personally, on a personal level, but I'm gonna say been lucky because of the way things are. So do the right things, and again, just thanks so much to all the people who help us, all the volunteers, all the people who help the media, and thanks to the media for giving us this great coverage and showcasing El Paso. I mean, I've seen so many clips and videos of different things on social media. Our local television does a wonderful job of spreading the news of the good things that the Sun Bowl does, and then nationwide, there's been so much publicity and just so much thank yous to the media and putting a nice, great, big El Paso bright star spotlight on the borderland region, and I hope everybody comes back, and continues to support the Sun Bowl, and if you want to volunteer, just give us a call at our office, 915-533-4416, and hit us up early so you can join us for these awesome events, whether it's parade or basketball tournament or the football game. But we're always welcoming volunteers, and just come and join the fun, and you'll see that it's a great experience. I'm glad you pointed that out, because when people kind of wonder how these things happen, they don't happen without the volunteers. And these team host committees or media host committees, anybody who's involved in a committee in the Sun Bowl Association, you meet throughout the year at different times. I'm sure that they don't want to take up too much of your personal space, but just to have that opportunity to really help out El Paso. So 533-4416. 533-4416. You can give us a call, or you can even go online to sunbowl.org, and there's a volunteer tab, and you can submit your information there. And again, I ask you to do it early. Do it early, because if you try to sign up in December, we're too busy to stop and read the emails. We're too busy to stop and evaluate and interview the person. So we kind of like to talk to the people, do a little interview, see what kind of experience they have, and see where we can use people. So again, but we want people to join us. We want you guys to join us. Again, give back to the community. What a better way to do it, and you'll have a lot of fun doing it. And the other, another good thing about volunteering, there's always food around.
That's the truth. You guys have a good in with a lot of the restaurants.
Yeah.
Yes, they are well fed. I can attest to that personally. So once again, 533-4416 or sunbowl.org if you want to volunteer. It is a big congratulations to you, Eddie. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Duke. I appreciate you, Primo. And again, El Paso's awesome. Love you guys. I just can't say it enough. Keep doing the right things, El Paso. You guys are great.
And one more personal note about that famous Sun Bowl hospitality. As I was walking downhill in the rain from the Sun Bowl press box to the parking garage, an SUV on its way down the hill pulled over. The driver rolled down his window and asked me if I wanted a ride. The driver was an exhausted Sun Bowl Executive Director Bernie Olivas, who didn't have to pay me any mind. The windows in that SUV were heavily tinted. If he'd chosen to pass me by completely, I'd never have known. Tired from a stressful week and a stressful day, Bernie chose to pull over and ask me if I wanted to ride anyway. I was happy to take him up on his offer, if for no other reason than to offer my congratulations. My thanks to all of the fine and wonderful folks with the Sun Bowl Association, both staff and volunteers, who do everything they can to truly make the Sun Bowl El Paso's picture postcard to the world. Long live the Sun Bowl. I think I speak for many El Pasoans when I say thank you for everything you do to make El Paso shine just that much brighter. Our thanks once again to Eddie Morelos, to Joanna Alfarez, and my thanks to you for listening in. Here's hoping your 2022 is wonderful, and we're all together to watch another Sun Bowl at the end of it. Until next time, I'm Duke Keith, and this is El Paso Townsquare. So long, everybody.